I want to be a content creator that opens the doors of Judaism for whoever wants to access that and to model that in a beautiful, rich, loving, affirming way. Judaism can only survive and only thrive if we live it with beauty and joy. Shalom Mishpacha, welcome to A Small Sanctuary with Rabbi Esther. And I've just concluded a wonderful Hanukkah season and I gained some new subscribers, so I wanted to welcome you all and to tell you a little bit about me and my channel so that we can get to know each other and build up the Small Sanctuary community. My name is Rabbi Esther and I'm an immigrant to the United States. I moved here in 2017 with my family and I have a small congregation in the Midwest. And I'm living the true Midwestern lifestyle. A bunch of kids, loads of cold winters, hot summers, and beautiful places to call my own. I have 3 kids on the youngish end of the spectrum, and I try to keep them off the channel. Apart from that, I am married to a lovely and supportive husband who is also from Europe, and we came with our 2 kids at the time and had a 3rd baby here who is our little American. I have been a congregational rabbi for 10 years and I really love what I do. As I've been rabbiing through this decade of life, I realized that as a deeply committed Jew, there are plenty of spaces to talk about synagogue life and official and formal institutions of Jewish communal life and communal learning, but that there is less content being created for people who want to strengthen their Jewish home lives. I also realized that I wanted to contribute a perspective that is egalitarian, non-fundamentalist, gender inclusive, and LGBTQ affirming in the content and the community I am trying to create. I think that we often have models for the lived Jewish experiences that don't really pay attention to these important markers of inclusivity. A small sanctuary is a safe space for all kinds of Jews, irrespective of how you arrived at your Jewish journey. I want to be a content creator that opens the doors of Judaism for whoever wants to access that and to model that in a beautiful, rich, loving, affirming way. I think it's really important for those of us who are in the liberal Jewish world to have sacred conversations about what Judaism looks like in our personal lives, in our homes, in partnership with the communal institutions that we have and cherish, like synagogues, etc., etc., etc. But so much of Judaism does take place in the home, and I want to provide a nurturing, inclusive, creative, affirming space to really explore the rich spirituality of domestic Jewish life. I tend to subtitle this channel as A Small Sanctuary to help you discover beauty, meaning, and purpose in your Jewish lives. And I think beauty, meaning, and purpose are so important. Judaism can only survive and only thrive if we live it with beauty and joy. The purpose part refers to each of us making meaning out of our own Judaism on our own terms, to whatever ability or degree we want to engage with it. A Judaism by default that remains unexamined in our lives is a missed opportunity, I think. And with the technology that we have nowadays and the ability to do learning in so many different ways in so many different venues, we can really mine our own tradition for the rich veins of meaning it offers us. I also created the Small Sanctuary as a creative outlet for myself. It is my little happy place. I tend to keep my congregational work and life separate from this endeavor, but to me, a small sanctuary is about creating moments of beauty and joy and purpose in my own Jewish life. And we struggle with the weight and complexity sometimes of what it means to be Jewish. And this YouTube channel is allowing me to showcase a different path into our Jewishness, and something that really brings me a lot of joy in the filming and creating and editing process, the home-based recipes that I share, the home-based crafts, the home-based learning opportunities, the resources I bring to the channel, all of those things make me very happy. And I think that my sole ambition with this project is to bring happiness to both myself and my viewers. What's next for the channel? I have done a lot of content creation on the holidays, and I will of course periodically do something about the holidays as we cycle through the year. But I think I want to focus on other aspects of Jewish life. I promised a series about Jewish identity and belonging after the high holidays, and I still want to get to that. And if you have any suggestions or ideas or topics you would like me to talk about, let me know. I'm also thinking about doing stuff around life cycles, birth covenant ceremonies, coming of age, marriage, conversion, and death. I think that is a meaningful conversation for us to have here as well. And I would be curious to hear from my subscribers, what kind of content do you prefer? Do you prefer the kind of whimsical, creative content that I showcase through baking and cooking and creative domestic projects? Or do you actually prefer the more kind of quote-unquote serious content that looks at some of the big ideas that I encourage you to grapple with? One of the things that I really value about Judaism is its focus on home life and the sanctifying of the ordinary, the uplifting of the mundane. Each mitzvah, each sacred act, each sacred passage of time is marked and demarcated and made special and holy. And I really value that as a mindfulness practice, as a spiritual practice, and as a creative outlet. I love, and I have a ton of hobbies that I don't always get to, but hobbies that I do showcase on my channel. And I think that's also one of the reasons why I like having this YouTube channel, because it's kind of like an aggregate of all the things I'm passionate about. I play and write music, I sing, I play the guitar, I cook, I bake, I crochet, I engage with photography and cinematography. I like travel, which I get to do a little less of these days with a young family, but that's the season of life. And of course, I really, really love my family and my faith. I think it's really important for me to emphasize that I am just a normal person living a normal life. There are content creators who have this very curated image of their own lives. I don't really have an interest in doing that. I am just an ordinary human being in an extraordinary job, that of rabbi. I'm never going to be the world's best cook, best baker, best content creator, best YouTuber, and that's okay with me. For me, a small sanctuary is a gift I want to give to you as viewers. I know many of you have reached out and find this content valuable and supportive, especially for those of us who live in more isolated Jewish communities who are new to Judaism or new to this kind of Judaism. And a small sanctuary is also a gift to myself, because this YouTube channel is also my small sanctuary. So I am so grateful that my little channel has grown over the Hanukkah season. I hope to keep it up, and I just wanted to check in and say hi to you all and show you who I am and get to know each other. Feel free to put comments down below, ask me any questions, and I'm just really excited to be on this journey with you. Thank you for being a follower, for being a subscriber, for being a commenter, for being a fellow traveler as we seek to bring Jewish joy to the small sanctuaries of our homes and our lives.